And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter, along with Keith Fustel on Breeders' Cup Saturday. Glad you're with us. We have a nice big 11-race card today here at Laurel Park. A couple carryovers, nice crisp fall weather today. You can watch all the Breeders' Cup action in the sports book. Let's recap yesterday. A big win for the home team. A Maryland-bred filly wins the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly Turf. The 11 Sharing, who had last out, won the Salima right here at Laurel Park. The Salima winner goes on out there to California at Santa Anita, wins a Grade 1 Breeders' Cup race. Sharing by a Breeders' Cup winner, Speightstown, out of a Breeders' Cup winner, shared account. She's a Maryland-bred, bred by Sagamore Farm. Congratulations, Sagamore trainer Graham Motion. Nice ride, Manny Franco, sharing a big $29 winner. I was on the wrong Maryland-bred. I like the Chad Brown Maryland-bred in there, Selflessly, who had a perfect trip, had no excuse, just didn't fire. Sharing cut the corner in a big effort. She's likely, Sharing's likely going to be the Maryland-bred horse of the year this year.
Yeah, that was a very good effort. The way she was able to kind of get position early and out her post, tug her way towards the front, and Franco got her to relax, and she sat poised the whole way, tipped out top of the stretch, and just a determined run through the final eighth of a mile to rest command and then go away from the field. I tell you, good price. My buddy Mark Fisher talked about it in the show the other day.
Right.
You know, one of my buddies, a good handicapper that I know, really was on her bandwagon, and man, she came through. Hope you hooked her up. We talked about British Idiom.
Right, that's right.
For Brad Cox. So that was, I think, about a $130 daily double.
Nice.
Hopefully you guys were along on that ride.
All right, so Sharing, the big Maryland-bred winner at the Breeders' Cup yesterday. We have some rooting interest today. Kofefi, the Grade 3 Miss Preakness winner. She's going to lead off the Breeders' Cup races today at 2:55 Eastern Time. The Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint. Kofefi, the favorite in that race, breaking from the rail. And then we have our Preakness winner, War of Will. He's still going. Mark Casse still has War of Will going. I thought he ran a sneaky good race in the Pennsylvania Derby. Now he's getting blinkers on for the first time today. He could be the speed in the Classic today, War of Will.
Going to be an interesting little riders race. That first maybe half of a mile, 3/8 of a mile in the Classic. I'm thinking a couple guys, they just might try to take the initiative. McKenzie being one of them on his home track. Seeking the Soul is my bomb user today in the Classic. So if you're playing some exactas, tries, and supers, Dallas Stewart at a big, big price. Look at the cycle. Looks like he's poised to run one of his better races. And I was talking to my buddy Action Andy, a couple races ago out in California, he was favored in Grade 1, right, going along a mile and a quarter Del Mar. So don't let him slip through the cracks. I like Yashida to make a run into it as well. So, yeah, I don't know if I see any huge blows. Obviously, Seeking the Soul would be the Turf Sprint interests me. What a great betting race that is.
Right.
I mean, 5/8 on the grass. Imprimis is a horse I'm hoping can kind of come back. He's had some trouble his last two. I'll take a little shot with him as well.
All right, but speaking of Dallas Stewart in the Classic, we know Dallas Stewart very well within big Grade 1 races at long shots. How many times has he been second or third in the Preakness at a big price? So, all right, so Dallas Stewart in the Classic. Sal Sinatra, he likes last year's Bald Eagle winner here from Laurel Park, Channel Cat, a son of English Channel for Todd Pletcher in the Breeders' Cup Turf. That's the race before the Classic. Sal had the exacta with Sharing yesterday.
Great.
Over the favorite in that race, a nice $80 exacta. So that was all yesterday. How about our big performance here yesterday by our star filly, Arafana, a star in the making for Kelly Rubley, a young filly jumping from a 2 other than allowance race into a wide open upper level allowance, and she had to work for it a little bit, but she did answer the test, and she beat a nice filly there who was second.
Yeah, Tweeting, what we thought. She would go to the lead, and she did, and the rider Tweeting put her to a drive at the 3/8 pole. She couldn't shake clear of Arafana, but Arafana went up to the outside and couldn't really shake her. It was a good horse race from the top of the stretch home. Arafana a little bit better. Finally gets that 2-turn effort under her belt. Will she move forward off of that, or is she a little bit better, maybe 7/8 to a mile?
Right.
It still remains to be seen. But passed the test yesterday. She said jump that condition and got it done. The connections, the whole group have done a phenomenal job with her.
All right, so that was all yesterday. Let's get right to today. We're off the turf today. Nice weather, though, off the turf. Let's show you a picture of the main track. They're working on that. That's going to be a fast main track for today. And let's check out the weather. We're in the 50s. The sun is out. A nice clear day, a crisp fall day, fast and off the turf. First race post time is 12:25. Let's show you the Breeders' Cup action. You can watch it all right here today in the sports book, the Breeders' Cup watch party up there in the sports book. Grab a couch, grab a table, watch all the action on that 75-foot LED TV wall up there. Of course, they'll stay open late. They'll be up there partying, cheering on the Preakness winner, War of Will, in the Classic. That's going to be after 8 o'clock tonight up there in the sports book. So watch all the Breeders' Cup action right here at Laurel Park. Let's get right to race 1 to kick off the action. Race 1, going a flat mile on the main track. We'll kick off the rolling super high five with that low 15% takeout on the super high five. There's a carryover, a little shy of 300. We also start the popular early pick 5 in race 1. Mandatory payout on the early pick 5. Industry low 12% takeout, paid big yesterday.
3,200. All right. Now you've got, Claudio with a huge day yesterday.
Sure.
Claudio gets the early double.
Right.
Then you follow it up with Brooks Robinson at a short price. Phantom Shot was very havable.
That's right. You like that horse.
We like Phantom Shot yesterday. Good ride by Ruiz. And Tapping Cat, and you get 3,200.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sick that I didn't dive in on that. Obviously, we had that middle pick 4, but man, there was some serious value there in that early pick 5.
Both the pick 5s yesterday paid well. The late pick 5s, they paid big the last couple days, and that's right. You gave out a nice little middle pick 4 ticket that paid pretty well for what, a $16 ticket,
Yeah.
and it paid nice. All right, let's see if I can give out a winning early pick 5 ticket today. Here's my ticket, very affordable, $24 play. You can study all of Keith and Tim and I's tickets, all our picks for today on the website, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section, nice press release up there as well about Arifana's big win for Kelly Rubley yesterday. So here's my ticket, $24 play. Let's just go right to my single in race 5. That's a claiming 10,000, never won 2, lifetime going 6 furlongs. And I think the 9, Amu, is going to get a beautiful trip on the outside with speed, with Trevor McCarthy, looking for 2 in a row for Bob Caceres. They dropped this horse to the maiden 10 here at Laurel back in August. He ran big that day. He ran big last out to break the maiden, and they keep him in a good level today, 10,000 to life. I think the 9, Amu, that's my price play of the day and my single here on the early pick 5. You like that horse in race 5 at all?
I used the horse. I'm worried. Why isn't Correa riding that horse? He's on another one in there. That kind of bothers me. And he was a recent scratch, so I'm a little bit skeptical of that one. But hey, ran lights out last time. I can tell you that. So yeah, let's get a look at the first race and to just kind of give everybody a little heads up today.
Right.
The morning line today was computer generated, so we were short on time with the Breeders' Cup for going to print. So don't be throwing any tomatoes at the line maker or anything like that.
All right, computer generated morning line odds for today. Let's go right to race 1, going a flat mile main track, claiming 10,000. 3 and up, never won 2, lifetime. We have a video spotlight to show you in this race. Let's check out the 3 cryptocurrency 6-1. Angel Cruz rides today for the Red Hot Rudy Sanchez Solomon. Here's the race from October 17th.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get 6-1, and this horse battled the entire way just to get worn down very, very late. Quality Matters gets up by a neck. You see in third, Road to Oz. I know we've got a little bump up to the 10,000 to left. This looks like a lateral move to me, Stan. Positional speed in here, game right back for Sanchez Solomon. I think this horse gets the jump on the closers. I don't think we're going to get 6. This horse is going to come down off of that. And Rodas, those twos were dropper. They were very similar to some of these other horses in here. Rumson Rally looks like the other horse to me. Dropping second off of a claim for Jerry Brooks. Looks like the legitimate closer in this field.
Yeah, Jorge Riaz had a 2-win day yesterday. How about Jerry O'Dwyer had a big 3-win day yesterday. Claudio won 2, but I like Riaz on the 6 Rumson Rally. I picked that horse on top. You like him. We both like the 10 as well on the outside here. Eddie Dirt for Kenny Cox taking a little drop, gets back to a good level for this horse. Second at this level, last out when Kenny claimed this 3-year-old back in September. You get Sheldon Russell, who's having a good meet. So we like the same 3 on top there in the opener. Let's go to race 2. Race 2, I like a horse on top pretty strong here. We're going 6 furlongs. Maiden claiming 40,000 for 2-year-olds to kick off the early pick 4. I like the 6. You like the 6 third here. Kerry Times, I think, ran a huge race in debut. A homebred for Hickory Ridge Farm at a housebuster mare, Big Patty, who ran around here for Hickory Ridge and Ferris. This horse, a big debut at 20-1 against Maiden 40. It was a tough field, big 9-horse field. Went right to the front. Got a little tired going 5.5. Finished a good second to a sharp winner that day. Gets a big number, 69 Buyer speed figure. Has come back with a nice little maintenance half-mile work since then. I like the spacing in between races here. Caramano's rides again, so I have the 6 carry times on top in race 2.
Okay, I'm going to use another horse out of that race, the 7, My Friend's Beer in the mix. Fourth in debut, the Lasix goes on. We've got a stat here. This is the one we talked about yesterday. And boy, the percentage just keeps going up and up and up because we called a horse yesterday with this angle. My Friend's Beer out wire the last 2 years on the dirt, 6 for 16 now, 38% and 9 for 16 in the money. 2-year-olds, second out dirt sprints. Yeah, I love it. ROI of over $7. I see some improvement here, and kind of a good day for the mare, right? You got My Friend's Beer running in here, and Shamrock Rose. Is she in the Breeders' Cup? Sprint, Tillingham Sprint, yeah.
Sure.
So good family in there. So and the foals looking at it, they win early out of this mare. So I think you're going to see this horse improve a little bit. Carry time certainly one to catch. With my top selection, I'm going to go with the Claudio again. How about Bernie's on fire in the last race last night?
Fire first time.
Did that horse look good? Man, he got what he wanted. Was under main track only and absolutely whistled. I think Bill had him like his projected buyer, like high 70s, low 80s.
Nice.
Off of that debut. That was really strong. Romanoff, though, real quick. Fastana hits with about 20% of the first 2-year-old firsters on the dirt sprinting. The mare is 3 for 6 with first-time starters. You remember Louisiana Kid. There was another one. What's the Ice Lake? I think ran around here. So pretty good family underneath. I'll go with Romanoff right here in the debut.
All right, I use a first-timer in my exact. I like the work tab here for the 5 Unbridled John by Sky Kingdom. Been working here for Ricky Silliman. A bunch of nice works on the tab. 5 furlong workouts, nice half-mile works from the gate. A mile workout on October 1st, so he's dead fit, ready to roll. Sheldon Russell will ride. I throw the 5 into the exacta, but carry times I think will be tough. I use the 2 Romanoff. Claudio doing well with his 2-year-olds and these 27% overall with his 2-year-olds and a positive ROI, and a big win yesterday for the barn. Ashley Castrenza had a 2-win day yesterday, right?
She had a couple.
Yep.
One or two, yeah.
Yep.
And real quick on Ricky's horse, Unbridled John, that mare 2 for 10 with first-time starters. Okay, has had a lot of foals, made some money, and herself, she was pretty good. She made a lot of money sprinting on the dirt.
All right, so nice maiden 40 there to kick off the early pick 4. Let's take a look at race 3, going 6 furlongs. Most of the races today carded on the turf. I believe only races 10 and 11 were the turf races that came off. Everything else, races 1 through 9, originally carded on the dirt, so not many scratches in those races. But race 3 is claiming 5,003 and up. Never won 3 or straight 3-year-olds, 6 furlongs. We have a video spotlight on both our top pick here. The 6 Higher Purpose for Annette Eubanks. A big effort on October 14th. A good second with the Bug Rider, Ty Liapustino.
How about this? Chase Zitarosa around there the whole way and just kept on coming, kept grinding, cut into the margin a little bit through the final 1/8 of a mile, but very willing to the wire. There's some other speed in here. Higher Purpose, I think, from this race, it's just going to be whatever the rider wants to do. Just right to the front or just off of it. It doesn't really matter. He's just got to hold serve here. Keep the form there, which it looks like he's done. He's been pretty consistent his last 5 or 6 races. I think he gets it done at a shorter price in race 3.
Yeah, I have him on top. Had to break from the inside in the big 8-horse field last out. Gets a much better post today. The 2 I used in my exacta. This well-bred 3-year-old by Uncle Mo. Hammy Smith had a big debut with this 3-year-old last January. Maiden special weight, big 72 buyer. Then they tried the private terms. That was a little too tough. Then they tried turf, and then a couple allowance races. He's taking a big drop today. The 2 makes most sense. He could wake right up at this level with the leading bug, Julio Correa, aboard.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like he was going to maybe be any kind, and I could see why they tried. They tried that private terms, and it maybe, I don't know if it just knocked him out, threw him off form. He's never gotten back to it. His best race was sprinting on the dirt, catches the lowest level. Yeah, I think he might be one that closes in from the back of the pack. I'll also use the 8 Ticker Tape Parade. Couple moves in its last race, was caught down inside, now moves outside. This horse can get a stalk and pounce kind of a trip, and Determined Vision, another one kind of like makes most sense. Had some good back numbers, now the drop again could factor in as a pace factor from the outside.
All right, we both had the 6 Higher Purpose on top. Race 3, race 4 kicks off the middle pick four. You gave out a winning middle pick four ticket yesterday that paid pretty well. Let's check out your ticket today and see how you play it.
Yeah, a $36 ticket. I think there's some value to be had in this middle pick four. We've been right around them, so jump right in, grab a couple friends, maybe add a couple horses if you like. 2, 8, 9, 11 to get you started in race number 4. Race 5, 2, 3, and 4. Big Boots is my top selection in there. 6th race with the 4, 6, and 7. Sassy King, I think, is going to run big on the improvement, the new barn here today. And then the 7th race, pare it down to the 8 and 9. Warm, first off the claim, off of Lacey, and then Lacey Gaudet. So a little battle there. We're going to take the 8 and the 9 in race number 7. A $36 ticket.
All right, you're 4 deep here in race 4. It's a maiden claiming 40,000, 3 and up, 7 furlongs, main track. I like the 9 in here. Start with Yes. Sheldon Russell to ride his 4-year-old son, a Preakness winner. Bernardini, a big third 2 starts ago. Early September going a mile against maiden special 8 and a decent third. Last out going 6 furlongs. I think the 7 furlongs is going to be right where Start with Yes wants to be. He's 0 for 1 at this distance, but that was a long time ago. He's a different horse this year. He's run 4 big races this year. I think he's sitting on a big win for Hugh McMahon. The barn had a nice win yesterday with Brooks Robinson. I like the 9 here. Start with Yes on top.
I thought this was one of the tougher races on the card. Very, very difficult race. Scratch the 1, Shanghai Superfly. Now we're just going to be left with the 1A Thunder Shook. I go to the 8. Tony Small is another one I don't think is going to be close to 8 to 1. A couple dirtied up lines this last 2, but goes second time gelding, first off of a claim off of freshening. Every right to kind of slide this horse in for 40. I like this move. Going back to the debut, this horse ran big in debut from the 12th post, going long at the fairgrounds, was able to get position. 7 furlong distance should not be a problem off the break. Sits mid-pack and hopefully reels them in.
All right, yeah, I didn't use him. You're getting Englehart first off the claim here. Little break for Tony Small. I didn't use him. I have the 10. We're all over the place here.
Oh, yeah.
Big
tough race.
Big field, big 11-horse field. I have the 10 in my exacta. You have the 11 in the exacta. The 10 is Galileo for Kevin Boniface. He's run 5 big races. 3-year-old by Jumpstart. Trevor McCarthy will ride. McCarthy's been a good second on this horse twice. He's run 5 big races. They're trying to figure out the right distance. It'll be the first time trying 7 furlongs today for Galileo. I think he's poised for a big effort.
And I like the protect move here a little bit with Flip.
Flip.
Yeah. Position, good speed. Outside should get good position. A lot of heart in return try. Flip right back for Dale is a user.
All right, so nice maiden 40 to kick off that middle pick 4. Let's take a look here at the 5th race, going 6 furlongs, claiming 10,000, 3 and up, never won 2 lifetime. I love the 9 on the outside here. Amu. He looked like he was probably worth the 10,000 last out. He absolutely galloped to break his maiden by almost 6. That's the heavy favorite, 57 Beyer speed figure, lifetime best. That was with a bug rider. Now we go to Trevor McCarthy, the leading journeyman rider here. I think speed on the outside gives this 3-year-old a real nice trip. Now, you mentioned Correa had been aboard those last 2 tries, but now Correa ends up on the 4, Bucktooth, who's getting a big drop for trainer Mike Trombetta. Correa goes there. We both like the 4, but I go with the 9, Amu. I think he gets a real nice trip on the outside.
Yeah, you think maybe Amu will go ahead and stalk the 4, Bucktooth. I think you've just got to send the 4. Had to chase Brooks Robinson around there. Look at those internals. Wicked fast, 22 and a tick, 44 and 4. They're not going to be going that fast in here. So Bucktooth goes ahead and sends. If he gets tangled up in a little bit of a duel around the turn, well, here come the closers. Big Boots ran pretty good. First off the claim, all things considered. Bobbled at the break, got in a little trouble, finished up willingly in that October the 11th race. Dropping down, this is a good move for Jerry Rod. 26% with these kind of droppers on the dirt the last couple years. And I think El Rojo, I'm tossing the race at Charlestown. The 2-back trial, Laurel going 5.5 is good. How about Jorge Ruiz, the way he's riding of late?
Sure,
man, this guy judges pace great and knows when to just kind of push the button, and he's getting it done. Finishes up well on horses. So El Rojo is a closer in here to use.
All right, so we both like the 3, 4, 9 together there in race 5. Let's get a quick commercial break. Little carryover, almost 2,300 in the Rainbow Pick 6. That starts in race 6. A nice starter allowance. We'll check it out right after this.
We have to take care of these horses that, give us so much joy.
Being accredited by the TAA gives us instant credibility. People trust us even more than they have before because they know that the TAA has been to all of our locations and that our horses are well cared for.
I mean, this farm wouldn't look the way it is, these horses wouldn't look the way they are if it wasn't for the generosity and the hard work of the Aftercare Alliance.
They've united our whole industry in terms of the aftercare movement.
We're all working together for the same purpose.
All right, welcome back. Let's take a look at today's 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Starts in race 6 on the 11-race program. There's the carryover, $2,288. Tim Tulloch has a ticket for it. Let's check it out, see how he plays it. Big field here to kick it off. Tim goes 4 deep in race 6. He likes the 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see some bunch of big fields today.
Yeah.
No singles. It's a tough sequence today in the Rainbow Pick 6. You can study his ticket some more online at laurelpark.com underneath the handicapping section. Here we go. Race 6. We're going a flat mile. 25,000 starter allowance, 3 and up. Never won 2 is the condition. We have a video spotlight here in race 6 on the 7. Let's check out the 7. Baptized a Boy, a Maryland-bred 3-year-old by Bandbox. First off the claim for Claudio Gonzalez today. Here's the start last out.
Yeah, and this is a habit that, he better change if he's going to be successful. You see it, step slow, fractious, step slow, broke slow. Did it again last time out on October the 11th at the same level. Shows good speed, rushes up into contention right there behind Brooks Robinson, and they're going to have to chase the pace. And I tell you what, gives way grudgingly here. You're going to watch this horse the final eighth of a mile. Is still trying, giving effort to the line, but Brooks Robinson much too good that afternoon. Now we're going to go ahead and stretch out and go first time for Claudio Gonzalez. There is some other speeds in here. Top Me Off, a couple other ones. Baptize the Boy, if he comes away cleanly, I think he's got to be a pace factor a long way. There are three dirt route winners within the family here for Baptize the Boy, so I think he's going to be a pace factor a long, long way. But Sassy King, you like Sassy King as well here for Anthony Ferrier. How about him? He's 26% the last 90 days is Tony Ferrier. A claim for 10. A little protect move up to the 25 2 in life. This horse has races back on his page.
Sure.
Some big closes from the back of the pack. He might just get the perfect setup here and come rolling. I like that he goes and gets Trevor McCarthy.
Yep, I have him on top. Look at that big maiden score last May at Churchill. Maiden 30,000 going long. He rallies from 12 lengths out of it, gets up by 5 with a big buyer. Doby, who was second, comes back to win. So that was a big, strong win. Then they some tougher races they tried him in at Churchill. He finds a nice spot today.
Yep.
First off the claim, you're right, Ferrier. He's been on a roll recently and he's doing well first off the claim.
Couple works here. They must like what they see in the morning. This horse must look good in the flesh and ready to roll on the improve for the new barn.
All right, let's see if we can get the 6 Sassy King home there in race 6 to kick off the pick 6. I like the late pick 5. It paid $4,300 on Thursday. It paid $3,100 yesterday, so no carryover in the late pick 5. But as always, that industry low 12% takeout gives you those big payouts in the pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Let's check out my ticket, $32 ticket, and I go with my best bet of the day and a single right away in the first leg. Nice allowance race to kick it off, and I single on the 9 Warm as my key horse here on this late pick 5. Then I go 4 deep in race 8. I like the 2, 6, 7, 8. The 2 hunting, a couple decent prices in there. The 7, I like Greek God from Maldonado. He's 5-1. And then race 9, I used the 1A on top there. The plain 1 is scratched in race 9, but the 1A Ebo Special should be tough. The 7 Bella Aurora should be tough in race 9. Then I go 2 deep there. Races 10 and 11 come off the turf. I go 9, 13 in race 10. Then I have the 10 and the 14 in race 11. $32 ticket. You can study it at laurelpark.com. Here we go. Race 7. A nice first level allowance. Filly mares 3 and up. 7 furlongs on the main track to kick it off. And let's take a look at the last win for Warm. Early October 5th, a big win by over 6. This was the second win in a row was claimed out of this race. We have that video spotlight from October 5th. Let's show you the win. It's a well-bred daughter, Flatter, and she crushes them on October 5th.
Look at this. I mean, just sat chilly 3 to 4 wide, assumed command, head of the lane, and just drew off. Look at this effort. Powerful run through the final 3/16 of a mile. Warm was claimed that day. I guess that was really the main concern because ran huge 2 races back. They said, okay, we're going to go ahead and throw this horse in for the tag. And, man, Kieran McGee reaches in, Kieran and company, and coming right back. If she comes anything close to the 86, she's a winner. But can she fire that shot right back? That's the biggest question for me.
I had somebody ask me about that. Does she bounce? But I like what Kieran did. He waits till almost about 30 days. I think that's perfect time in between races for all racehorses, especially young, especially 3-year-olds. So I like the time in between races here for the 9 warm. I hope that might help her overcome the bounce factor.
How about Wicked Awesome came back out of that race? I think it was a couple nights ago. Might have been Halloween night up at Penn. In an A other than, and wins by 11 in change with an 87 buyer. So fairly key race there on the 5th of October. Here's your upset shot. 3 Hawk for Lacey Gaudet. I like the little freshening here. Last race back at Monmouth going a mile. The blinkers come off. Visually, the race on the 11th of April, I know we're going back a little bit. It still sticks in my mind. Good position, shifted out, had plenty left in the tank and widening, working forward for this return. This is a good kind of move, a positive ROI with these type of layoff horses. 3 Hawk for me is your likely upsetter, I believe, in race 7.
Oh, Lacey and Joan Rosado teamed up for a nice win yesterday. So I didn't use
Sparty. Yeah, we had Sparty.
That's right. You had Sparty on top. Right? 5-time winner. Got one now a 6-time winner. So 3 Hawk comes off a little freshening. There are some nice works on the page. 7 furlongs, a tough distance to go. Coming off a little break. I didn't get to the 8. We both like the 10 though. Asteria for Mike Gorham. A sharp win first off the claim, going a mile at Delaware late September. Big number that day. Beaten, favored last out in the Maryland Million Distaff starter handicap, but a good second that day, going 7 furlongs. Sheldon Russell should be able to work out a nice trip with some speed on the outside here for the 10 Asteria.
Yeah, if Warm doesn't bring her A game, I mean, it's kind of a crapshoot underneath. You got a couple different horses. You've got the horse for Kelly Ruby, Kozameji, first time in the barn. Well, hello, where's she been? But
sure.
This trainer does well with this kind of layoff as well. So tricky little race outside of the favorite. So that's I would take a shot, maybe single the 8 some spot. I mean the 9 in some spots, and then go ahead, drop her and spread.
All right, it's a nice allowance race to kick off this late pick 5. It's paid big the last 2 days here at Laurel Park. Late pick 4 starts race 8, flat mile, main track, claiming 5,000, 3 and up. The old-fashioned wide-open nickel here in race 8. We have a video spotlight on the 8. We both use the 8. I think, Eric, do we have that video on Dedicated?
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, here's Dedicated. Thank you, guys. Big win last out right here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, most recent race on September the 22nd. Seattle Rick, you see there, Jerry Robb setting the pace. Dedicated. Got a real good ride, a patient ride by Freddie Peltrosci. We talked about him. This kid, he's not scared to stay down inside. Times his rallies the right kind of way. Jockey trainer getting along great, winning at a high clip. Just finds a seam here. Is going to be able to kind of work out a trip 5 wide in between foes when they hit the top of the stretch. Responds to the right-handed stick. It's going to go clear by 2 and beat a horse that was dropping. A horse that was coming out of New York. That was the Michelle Nevin horse, the favorite. Tis No Bluff. Grand Oasis ended up 3rd in there, but Dedicated. Cat and mouse kind of game, coming back down for the nickel. I like the way he's playing it here with this one. This horse might run into it. Pendrell Moon is another one. I know it's been a while since he's been on the dirt, but this race, May the 12th, I remember this race vividly. I loved him that day. He got checked sharply that afternoon and made up a ton of ground through the final 1/8 of a mile. Pendrell Moon, I think, can handle the dirt. I think he's improved into the new barn. I think he's going to take that to the dirt. So Pendrell Moon and the 8, they're the stayers. Huntington Drive going to be the horse to beat. The race is going to go through him. He's got the speed of the speed. Can he get the mile?
Oh, yeah, the 2's dropping first off the claim. How about the 6 I use on top for Claudio? The barn, a big day yesterday. Frida Trump, nice win at Timonium. It ran a decent 3rd against Allowance Company going long early October, and then it didn't go well for him in the Maryland Million starter on October 19th. But that's all right. He's had some time to regroup from there. He gets Victor Rosales to ride for Claudio. They're 36% together. So I'll go with the 6, Frida Trump, on top in race 8.
Yeah, he could be the main nemesis up front with Huntington Drive. Maybe Huntington Drive will go ahead and just off of him and then try to make a move, because Frida Trump, he was really headstrong a couple races back.
All right, so you have a couple of bug riders going at it on the favorites here in race 8. You have Rosales for Claudio on the 6, Frida Trump, and then Correa for Kieran on Huntington Drive. So it'll be a nice riders race, a nice duel between 2 of our top apprentice riders in race 8. Let's take a look here at race 9 to kick off the final Pick 3, a nice first level allowance race for 2-year-old fillies going a flat mile on the main track. Scratch the 4, Bird Tycoon. Scratch the plain 1, Project Whiskey. I end up with the 1A on top here. The other part of the Butch Reed entry, Evo Special by Constitution. Trevor McCarthy will ride a big maiden special weight win in a 9-horse field early September at Parks. Decent number that day. Might have regressed a little bit. Might have bounced a little bit in that next race late September. It came back in 3 weeks. Might have bounced a little bit, but it's had plenty of time now to get back to her best stride. She attracts McCarthy, so I go with Evo Special on top here in this nice allowance race for 2-year-old fillies.
I don't know what to make of that last race, because didn't Remain Anonymous come out of that race as well yesterday for Trombetta? You know, was the favorite that day at Parks off the Saratoga debut, and it made a little move and flattened out yesterday. So I don't really know. A mile, tricky distance here for these 2-year-old fillies, no doubt about it. I tell you, really fast horse here is Groovy Surprise. This horse breaks. She's going to, I think, clear the field and go. But, man, lip reading, can she get the distance? She comes out of a key race. Vast, a couple other horses came out of there that run good numbers all over the place. So Groovy Surprise, I think the road goes through her. Try some shots here. How about Cal Lynch with Romney Marsh, horse that I think you're going to get an okay price on. Only dirt buyers a 41, not a whole lot, but doesn't really look like 5/8 is her distance, but still was able to get up 2 subsequent tries on the turf back to the main track. I think this horse is a stayer this afternoon. I think Punk Rock Princess has to be used, and even the 10, RC Smoke for Mary. Mary trying to pick things up here. Had a little trouble trip on the turf. I went back to the breeding. A lot of route on the bottom side on the main track. RC Smoke is a user as a price. I just think the speed might come back. We'll see.
Yeah, by Lee, a young sire, I believe, at Claiborne Farm down there in Kentucky, won the Grade 1 Don down there at Gulfstream, right, Lee? All right, so nice allowance race
Good
for 2-year-old fillies here. Race 9. Race 10 kicks off the late daily double. Races 10 and 11 were carted on the turf. We're off the turf, main track fast. Race 10, we're going a flat mile on the main track. Race 11, 5.5 on the main track. Let's just talk about our top pick here,
Yep.
Race 10. I have the 9 on top, Worth His Salt. Entered main track only in this race by Jamie Ness. McCarthy will ride. 5-year-old son of Roman Ruler. Big win at Delaware against starter handicap last out. Beaten favorite last out in that Maryland Million starter, but he ran okay. He had a wide trip and just ran okay. He gets a better spot today, an easier spot today probably with this race coming off the turf.
Yeah, he certainly figures a factor from the front, right off the bat. Stalking, I think, outplay the 14's pretty quick in his own right. Perfect trip setup here for the 12 Southside Warrior. I think this horse's run gets a little bit better. Goldman, horses like that, first off the claim ferry, that's a good move for him. The Barnes going, look at that positive RL, close to $3 and 26% recently. This is what they wanted, Southside Warrior, stalks and pounces.
Yep, I use them. The 6-year-olds made almost $300,000, and you mentioned Farrier. He's been hot recently with first off the claim. You like him a couple
Super C,
horses
James
on top.
Wolfe, all those guys are winning a lot of races.
All right, let's take a look here at the finale. Race 11, 5.5 main track, claiming 25,000 3-year-olds and upward. I like all the outside horses here. I go with the 10 on top here. The 10 Tricky Lion, entered main track only by Dale Capuano. Weston Hamilton will ride. Last time on the main track, a big second against allowance at Timonium, a good third here on the main track at Laurel back in August. He's a 6-time winner on the main track, the 10 Tricky Lion. So I like the 10. And Dale and Weston, they're 27% together. So I have them on top. You pick them third.
Yeah, I use the 2. I use Confessor, just a horror show kind of a trip last time out. And that 2 other than you see it squeezed at the start, checked at the 4.5 and just threw in the towel. 5.5, one of its better races, has been at this distance. Yeah, you talk about Tricky Lion uplifting with some speed. Jarvis Steele certainly is quick. Confessor can make that run. I like him. I think he's the best as a one-run sprinter. If he gets a clear trip, saves ground, tips out with Sheldon, and I think comes and gets him.
All right, that's it. We're out of time. Big 11-race card today on Breeders' Cup Saturday. Couple local interests we're rooting on out there at the Breeders' Cup. Kofefi, Channel Cat, War of Will. Who do you like again? You had a horse today.
Seeking the Souls of Bomb Infamous,
Seeking the
maybe
Soul
on the
for
turf.
Classic, yeah. Dallas Stewart, man, he's done it time
Got
and time
Stormy,
again.
I like today.
Got
I think
Stormy
she's
for
going to be tough.
the filly going
Yeah,
against the boys, right,
It's
for
all right.
Mark Cassidy. Could be a big day for our Preakness winning trainer, Mark Cassidy,
it
today.
could be. He's lined up with some good ones.
All right, watch all the Breeders' Cup action right here at Laurel Park. We have live racing here, great food. Go to the sports book. 75-foot LED wall has all the action for you. Grab a couch. You'll have a beautiful day. Good luck on Breeders' Cup Saturday. Dave Robin coming up next with scratches and changes.
Good luck.